So I've realized I am out of my sourdough bread. And so I'm going to pull out my sourdough starter. And it takes 2 quarts to make as much as I need to for the batch of the size of bread that I'm going to make. And so I can tell that my sourdough starter is starving because I don't know whether you can see, but there's a little small line of liquid up top. That means that the culture needs to be fed. I fed this about a week ago, but evidently it's quite hungry and everything looks smells like bananas. And it's quite effervescent. Yep. And it smells ripe. So this is my container that I also have full of starter because I really love my sourdough bread, and it's very, very filling, and this is actually even bubbling. I don't know whether you can see, but it smells really, really good. Anytime you ever see signs of mold, it's not good. I'm going to take my sourdough, or I use dark rye flour. I don't grind my own flour yet, but I want to get a grain grinder. And really, I shouldn't be doing this next to the kombucha tea, but I didn't realize I was almost out of bread, so I'm just going to kind of move it away, and then I'll pour it over here. But you want equal parts water and equal parts of dark rye flour that's the kind of starter. I use a dark rye flour. So I'm going to get a measuring cup and do that and mix it up. I'm not very, I go kind of rough sometimes. I'm not super exact on measurements, so I'm going to go a couple cups here. About halfway up the deal, and so I'll put 2 cups in the starter, and I'm making 2 cups of water. So I'm just going to pour that in. And stir it up. And to stir it up, I use a whisk because it really blends nicely. And I have a lot of starter here, which is a good thing because I'll actually be able to make bread in the morning. And it takes a little longer when you use sourdough starter, it takes longer for the starter to make the bread rise. So, like I said, it's a good shoulder workout, especially during the kneading process. And the mixing process, which I'll film that in another video, but I wanted you to see what this starter looks like, and it's quite runny. I'm going to put these other starters in because they're hungry, and I'm going to use them and bake them. I'm going to need to put this in a larger container because it's overflowing, and this will bubble up and get it creates a natural yeast in the bread, so it's not a rapid rise kind of a situation, but this ferment, or the sourdough starter will bubble and ferment, and you want that to happen. So look for that, and some people will tell you to do it more than one bubbling time. I'm just going to go, lately I've just been doing it once. And I've got a really good starter, very healthy, and these cultures are very forgiving. I had this very culture. I wasn't eating as much bread, but this bread is it's really interesting. The carbohydrates that I eat are bread and sauerkraut, and I'll add mushrooms and onions to my soups and that sort of thing. And so I save my carbs because I love this bread so much, and it doesn't make me bloated, and it digests very easily. So I got the majority of the starter out. But anyway, so that's I like this bread a lot, and it's a great way to load butter into your body, which is very, very good for you. And if you get a good quality butter, and what you're looking for is something that you're going to find, it'll say cultured butter or pastured, but you want a nice yellow color to the butter, not one that's been added to it. So make sure it's organic, and you eat a lot of fat and protein. You actually digest very well, and I'm amazed at all this stuff. So anyway, this is my sourdough starter. I'll put it in a larger container, and then tomorrow I'll make bread out of it, and you'll get to see that process. So enjoy and and thank you so much for watching.